Plus Ultra!
Welcome, heroes. We just finished this week's episode of My Hero Academia.
Now all of us are caught up on the manga, however there will be no spoilers discussed.
Subscribe and tune in every week for our reactions.
This week was episode 67, Fighting Fate.
Fighting Fate! Oh my god! We finally got to meet Eddie!
Yes, we met.
Our baby!
We met Eddie, so now we can
After let's take a moment of silence for the dead episode we had last week. All right, and then
Yeah. But we're very excited we get to actually meet and be aware of the character that, hey, what's the end of that opening all about, right? Who's that character in the thing? We finally understand, and you understand why she's so important now, how close she's tied into the main villain. But
the daughter of the main villain.
God, that run-in, that was...
That run-in, first of all, it's beautiful the way it's just like, make sure you're really careful, this guy's a really big deal, and then, whoop, there he is!
There he is!
In the middle of an alley in the street.
It's good.
I love how Lemillion was immediately like, just Deku, like, God, like, why is your mask not on? This villain's in front of us.
We found
He's very All Might.
It's a beautiful difference, because I remember when we got to this place in the manga, I remember being very kind of on the Nighteye Togata side. I was like, no, like, what they're, like, preaching really makes a lot of sense. But the anime has done a really good job of kind of showing, like, yeah, like, Deku's reluctance to let Eri go is why he got chosen.
Exactly.
Right? Like, it's showing more and more that All Might is the superior hero, Deku is the superior hero in ideology to Nighteye and Lemillion.
In which it does make sense. Like, I mean, Night-Eye's explaining, like, we do have to take things a little bit slower here in the real world. Real good villains, they hide in the shadows, so we need to make sure, like, it's going to take some time. So he's basically telling Deku, like, you got to let the little girl go back to her abused father, and it is what it is. And what I loved is that while Deku's sitting there, he's going through this, and he's like, no, like, that's not, a hero wouldn't let a girl go. That doesn't make any sense. And it doesn't.
That wasn't his first reaction, and then they got into a situation where, like, it kind of had to happen. She went of her own accord, but, like, there's a real
saw him move
intensity there,
the glove a little bit,
and that fit perfectly with the other part of this episode where we're talking about, like, why All Might and Nighteye separated initially.
Well, it's interesting too because it goes back to that. When Deku runs forward to save Bakugo out of the slime monster in the first episode, All Might's whole thing is, a hero acts without, like, he has to do it. There's no thinking. And to be fair, I think there is a good duality that gets highlighted in the manga maybe a little bit more. That, Nighteye can't do that. Nighteye and Lemillion are not superheroes that can just do that. They do live, like, their power compared to All Might does not afford them the ability to rush into situations. So they do have to be more tactful and more brainy about how they interact.
Absolutely.
But again, it just highlights that difference again.
And what's nice is Lemillion is more along the lines of that kind of, like, brute force type of hero, which we've seen, like, the very end of last season and whatnot. And so, and I mean,
he's got a lot of power.
Yeah,
so
he's got a lot of power.
He's definitely looking to All Might, but then thinking like Nighteye. He's trying to take the best of both worlds. But this is
become a better hero, kind of, in that sense. Which, I mean, obviously it's good to merge those two, but it's exactly like what you said. That's the one thing, is that the hero, a true hero, goes without thinking, moves without thinking. And that is always, like, literally when Eri came running out, it wasn't Lemillion that leaned down and scooped her up. It was Deku that got on his knees and was like, come here to me, little girl.
And then, to be fair, Lemillion was a reason that they didn't both get killed.
Very true.
Because he was like, hey, let's put some
He's like, if we continue on in the dark, we will die.
Eri is the reason they didn't get
true
killed.
heroes.
True hero.
1 out of 10. But I do like when we get back into the school, I love how Deku immediately is like, you can clearly see he's kind of failing everything, like he's not paying attention.
He's not book smart.
But he's focused so much, like, on this mission. He's like, oh my god, like,
that question.
Overhaul, oh my god, Eddie, like, how do I take this on as a true hero?
He's like a social worker on her first day of work. That's all it is.
It's fantastic though, because they even talk about it. They even give that to the rest of the class. It's like, a couple other students are out too. We're all dealing with some real shit now. It's not just fun and games being a superhero.
Meanwhile, Bakugo and Todoroki over here just not. Oh my god,
not having a good time.
We'll find out about that later, and we'll find out about some other interesting things later. I mean, the episode preview.
Pretty
exciting.
So
we get to yeah, we get to see what happens for Kirishima, and then also some things the League of Villains boiling up.
Yep.
We saw Overhaul in that power stance, wearing all black, no colors. He's like, we're gonna discuss some deals.
Yes, we got a call for the League of Villains. Meetup time. Bum bum bum.
So things are sparking up for sure, and very emotional finish too. I feel like that conversation they had in the woods there between All Might and Deku, that was really the finality of the retirement concept.
For sure.
You know, like of All Might and sort of like moving forward.
But what I like that they're doing now, especially in this season, is they made it such a big deal that every time All Might transformed out of his weak like the big mode to the weak mode, he was always like blah blah blah, like throwing up everything. And now they're kind of just transitioning, like that can do that. Like they obviously did super muscle All Might, but with like floppy hair and whatnot. But they still did it.
I still maintain he can throw one more punch. That's my theory.
He's saving it. He's saving it when he needs
in the chamber.
Well, that's the really strange kind of other thing that's in this arc is, they introduced Night-Eye's quirk of seeing the future, and then we have basically a prophecy now of like All Might's like fall and death.
But did
and
it
whatnot.
already happen?
Did it already happen?
Title
Is Deku changing what that is? Is all of this how
it was supposed to?
Night-Eye needed it to happen? Like maybe Night-Eye saw that this is the future and the only way to change it was for him to actually split away from All Might.
Yeah.
Who all knows? I don't know where the theming for this show, because this whole fate thread theme is very out of Horikoshi's the rest of what's going on in the manga.
Yeah.
So I am interested to see how the anime makes this all kind of fit well.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I
But
agree with that.
let us know what you guys think is going to happen in the comments below, and we will catch you next week.
眠れない闇